Hey everybody, it sounds like the Audi's hurt. Not sure what's going on, but we're gonna figure it out. I'm only 10 minutes away from home, but I can't risk it, and I've got to get the tow. Okay, so basically what it's doing is every time the tire rotates one full revolution, it's making this squeaking, thumping sound coming from the back driver's side. So we're just gonna tow it, be safe, and fix it at house.
These are all-wheel drive, aren't they?
They are.
Okay, so you should be good. All right, go ahead and scoot on up. I'm gonna go ahead and if I tell you stop, that means just hit the brakes real hard, just because I don't want that back end to hit the ground.
All right.
All right, you good? Hold on, back up. Just back up about a foot. I'm gonna have to throw the boards underneath because that bottom end's gonna tap the ground. Right there's good. As soon as I heard the plastic of the other part hit, I was like, yeah, no, boards just gotta stay down. All right, go ahead.
All right, goes.
All right, give me a second.
Now this sucked to watch because the last time I saw this car on a tow truck, it was getting delivered to me. Now here we are. All right, so I'm back home now. Got everything towed, took care of Josh. Really, really cool tow truck driver. We're gonna keep in touch. But on this R8 here, we got something that's going on that's really weird. It doesn't make any noises in reverse, but in drive, I'm hearing a squeak and a thumping sound coming from the driver's side rear almost once per tire revolution. So that tells me it's tire, brake, axle, or transmission. In reverse, it's not happening at all. I don't hear anything. So that sounds like transmission gears. So hopefully I'm wrong, but let's lift it up and take this tire off and see what's going on there. In typical Audi R8 videos, you see people use quick jacks to lift up the car. You can use a traditional jack, you just have to make sure you're doing it safely. You can't see it here, but there is a jack stand underneath the car. Okay, so here we are, and you can see we've got a lot of axle grease slinging around. If you look on the other side of the axle, right there, you'll notice that screw is missing. That thing flew out. This one, take a look at this. All of these bolts are hand tighten. I'm really happy I stopped when I did because this could have ended real badly. Because once these axles come off of here, they basically fly around, causing all sorts of internal damage. So I'm glad we're at a point now where it doesn't look like any other damage happened, but I feel like these bolts, they need to be Loctited down. And what I mean by that is, so I use Permatex Thread Locker Blue on these usually, especially on the ones that go right here, because this has happened to me. Me and my buddy Malik, we all-wheel drive swapped a 2002 Audi A4. It had a 1.8 CVT, which, as you all know, well, as you may have known, those are notorious for transmission issues. So I got everything I needed off of it, A6 3.0. So I grabbed a 6-speed manual transmission, the fuel tank, the axles, the rear assembly, the pumpkin, all of that. And I swapped all of that in with his help. And I kept running into issues where those bolts will back off. And it wasn't until I used Thread Locker that we actually got some traction, pardon my pun. But you need to use this stuff. It's here for a reason. Now, I don't think the axle has been replaced. I'm looking around here. All of this rust looks original, but if you look at the bolt or the nut, there are witness marks here. So somebody has loosened this up before. It looks, looking at it now, I don't see any Audi emblems on the actual shaft, but it looks like it's factory or original. So I really do think somebody took this out and did some work, but they did not put Thread Locker on those bolts. And I've had this car for about, what, 5,000 miles, 6,000 miles now, and you really need to do that because serious damage could have resulted. Thankfully, I was going low speed, caught it right away immediately. It could have been a lot worse than it was now, but we'll get it taken care of. All right, so crisis averted. I only had to use these 2 paper towels to clean up everything. It looks a lot better now, and not a lot of grease escaped. So I've bolted everything back up. I used Loctite this time, and we'll just put final torquing specs to it, put on the wheel, and take it for a ride. And if we're looking for a silver lining, here it is. My tire is worn down to the wear indicator. As you can see right there in the middle, it's gone even further on the middle inside of the tire. So it's time to get a fresh set. So those are a set of hand cooks. I've upgraded to Sumitomos. I've already got a set of 4. So I just got to take it over to, I think I'm going to take it to New German Performance, get an oil change, get everything taken care of otherwise, and then we'll go from there. That wasn't all that bad. We got everything back together. Wheel is bolted. Let's take it for a ride. All right, so we got it out and it's not making any sounds. Could fling it around corners, no problem. I think this one is as good as fixed. So what I did, basically cleaned up the area around the axle to transmission bolts, cleaned those out, got everything Loctited and back in, torqued them down, good to go.